Hi, everybody. How are you doing? What is the date today? January 28th,
It is.
2024. I'm here with my lovely Sterling. And I know you guys
Hello.
are excited because I had gone out of town, so I couldn't make our last thing.
Exactly.
And you had something else that was going on.
Right. Huh?
Yeah. And we have to tell you that we're not going to meet Super Bowl Sunday.
Correct.
Sterling has some sort of thing he's got to do, and I usually cook a lot of food and stuff that day. So
So the next time we're together is February 25th.
February 25th.
Right.
So, and very happy to see you guys. Very happy to be here. And of course, as you know, I'm a 49er fan, but like I told Sterling, if 49ers lose to Detroit, I'm actually going to be happy. Not if they're going to lose to somebody, I hope it's Detroit, because Detroit never got a Super Bowl. And their fans are just love them. And I just really hope that if the 49ers don't win, Detroit takes it all the way.
And you heard it right here.
But I still love my Niners, so I have to root for them no matter what. Okay, so thank you guys for submitting your questions. Thank you to your team and to Linda
Absolutely. Yep.
and to Daniel, my sidekick. And you guys have great. I got to tell you, they got the best questions. Okay, here we go. Question number one: will Fannie Willis be kicked off the Fulton County case? Will the case be dismissed?
No, I don't guess she's going to get kicked off the case. What I do see is a bit of, I'm going to call it a legal reprimand, like maybe by the bar association or something, saying, the look isn't good when you're
Yes,
doing something with a co-counsel or something here. So it looks like a little bit of a slap on the wrist, but nothing that affects the legal case.
that's what
So
I'm feeling too.
Fonnie Willis looks like she'll still be on it to me all the way through. Yeah.
Okay. Now I feel that guy, the gentleman, may step down on his own. What are
I,
you feeling?
I'm feeling like he's still going to stay involved.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm feeling like they're going to weather the storm. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Okay.
people like a storm coming at you, and they're going to weather the storm and stand their ground. Because it
Yeah.
feels like he might have done some good work on the case, and they don't want to lose him. So I'm
Okay.
picking up.
And
Yeah.
also his wife was very upset. So
Mhm.
apparently she was having an affair with his best friend. That's why they split up. So go figure.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't quote me on it. This is what I heard on YouTube or something. Okay. So do you see Trump having to bow out of the race in 2024, say June or July, due to illness or convictions? Ooh.
No, I don't. And I read on this even like as much as a year and a half ago or 2 years ago that he would get through the whole election process for me. He would go all the way to November. Doesn't mean he's not going to have a couple of health events. Now, health events are nothing to take him out of the race, where you've got, he got COVID at one time and so,
Yeah.
but it looks like he's going to go all the way through the election process. He'll be the GOP nominee, but he won't win the election. He won't win the electoral college. He won't win the popular vote. And I see a couple more cycles here for Haley, right? So looks like,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and then I think she's gonna bow out.
Now, with Trump, do you see maybe even his numbers dropping before we come to the big event, the November elections?
They look pretty steady to me, pretty
Okay.
steady, but he's at a significant loss or percentage behind Biden. So he's going to maintain some of the numbers he has. But even that last election went through, like New Hampshire, he got a larger percentage, but the overall quantity of votes was very low, right?
I
So
know.
yeah, so everybody was making a big deal about the
He
big
got one
percentage.
third of the
Yeah,
Republican votes.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. A Democrat just flipped a state Senate seat in Florida. Yeah. From red to blue in a special election. Could Florida go blue in November?
And so that what they're really saying is a majority Democrats in Florida. I don't see that yet for this election, like a
Maybe
majority.
purple?
Oh, purple, absolutely. Yeah. But if they're asking, is it going to swing completely Democratic? I don't see that. No.
I really see people not liking the Satan.
Yeah, well, his time's over.
Yeah.
It is. And actually maybe 10 months ago, 12 months ago, my team was saying they were using the term he's in a death spiral. It's like when they talk about planes going down. He's in a death spiral. It's like lower, lower, lower. He's not gaining ground. Mhm.
Okay. Does Russia have a satellite that could cause harm to the USA?
Well, unfortunately, absolutely. But so does China. This is all part of what I call space warfare. So there are satellites up there that are destructive satellites that can not only jam signals but also cause physical damage to our satellites. Yeah, no, it's all true. But the U.S. is aware of it. Mhm.
Does the US have any?
We do, we do. So
Will there be a law to prevent protesters in front of abortion clinics? It seems like an invasion of privacy and it intimidates women seeking health care.
I don't see a law against it, but what I do see is some guardrails. So what I see is like you can't be closer than 1,000 feet or something like that. And then if any destruction is done to the clinic, I see very severe, harsh sentences, for the people that do it. So it's almost like the harsher sentences and more controls over the area, but not stopping the protesting. Because I think that's going to get back, they're saying it's going to get back to free speech. So
Hello, Linda and Sterling. Will President Biden get the border deal done or will Republicans be successful in blocking it?
I see a partial border deal done here inside of about 2 months. Could be a little faster. So
Yes.
there's some sort of a negotiation that happens where there's enough GOP that get on the bandwagon that say, look, we got to get this corrected or we're going to look bad, even though we know 45 behind the scene is saying don't do it. He
Yeah.
wants to make Biden look bad. But my team's saying that within about 2 months here, there's some negotiation and enough GOP, they're going to sign off on it. It
Well,
won't be
they
the
might ask Johnson to bring it up to vote, and then a lot of Republicans plus Democrats vote for it.
Yeah, because it's not going to be the complete deal you see now, but it'll be negotiated, and it's
Okay.
okay. It'll be a good start. Yeah,
Will they actually send money to the Ukraine, do you think?
I
Or
see that. Yeah, I
okay,
see
good,
that.
good. Once Biden is reelected and sworn in, will we finally be able to relax our guard just a little? Or will we still have to deal with the threats of violence and craziness from the repubes?
Well, it's going to take on a different temperature, if you will. So you're still going to see, protest and anger and a lot of things being slung around the media. But this election is going to be watched even more carefully than any other election we've had. And so there'll be a lot less wiggle room for people to say there was
Where was
cheating
stolen?
or
Yeah.
yeah, because it's actually the scrutiny is going to be immense on this election, which it should be. But it'll be a lot harder to say, votes were stolen in Arizona or they stole, you're not going to go down that rabbit hole again. So yeah.
Yeah, right now, Trump is blaming Biden and his administration for what happened with the E. Jean Carroll. Well, this happened while he was in office. Trump was in office.
Exactly. Yeah.
He tried to get Bill Barr to represent him because he was president.
Right. Right.
Will the Supreme Court overturn the Chevron case, disempowering federal agencies and deregulating industries?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do see them
I saw
overturning
that
it.
too.
Yeah. However, within 2 years, it's going to get restored. So it's going to be a little bit of the wild, wild west, when they
Yeah.
overturn that Chevron case. But then it's going to get restored again, like a lot of things. Yeah. So it'll be a kind of a little bit of a rough 2 years, but they'll get it back.
Well, once Biden's in, they're going to start working on codifying Roe versus Wade and all this other junk
Hmm.
that they did. It was Justice Roberts and Amy that voted, and people are mad at them. What did they
Hmm.
vote against?
Uh,
Any
what are you what are you referring to?
the last thing that came out from the Supreme Court, and everybody was surprised because they voted in favor of. And I can't remember what it was, but it was Justice Amy and Justice Roberts who are getting death threats now.
Hmm.
Will Marjorie Taylor Greene try to move into the Speaker's office if Johnson is removed? The way the McCartney moved in before he was elected to the office.
You know, it's interesting. I see her trying to make a run for it, but I mean, almost trying to like gain some kind of support within the House, but I feel she gets shut down. I feel
Yeah.
there's enough GOP that say we're not going to get on that crazy train. It's like
Well,
not going to happen. Yeah.
is she going to be voted out or no?
No, when I've read on this before, I always see that she's going to hang in through the next election cycle for her. So I
Me
think I don't
too.
know if it's 2024 is when she's up for re-election. I
I
don't
think so.
remember, but I don't see her getting reelected, but she hangs on. Yeah.
But then she's isolated because they're not
Yeah.
paying any attention to her,
Right, right.
which is probably even better. She got reelected, but then she's a nobody. She can't put those pictures of a nude Hunter Biden anymore.
Hmm.
Has Edgar Casey reincarnated?
No, I don't see that. I still on the other side. Still on the
Yeah,
other
he
side.
talked about his new life. He saw when
Mhm.
he takes another life, and it definitely wasn't this time. So,
Yeah, and I brought him through several times, even did it on the prediction show in January of this year. So yeah, no, he's still on the other side right now. Mhm.
okay. I want to ask about multiple sclerosis. Is there any cure on the way? Also known as MS.
Yeah, I get a resounding yes. But I get there's even testing going on right now around cures for MS. But the biggest breakthrough will be in about 5 years around gene editing. So it's actually that's one of the big things they're working on right now. MS is definitely on the docket for CRISPR technology. But I do get there's some nice developments or testing going on right now. So if anyone's interested, they can raise their hand and go and apply for some of the tests. So
Cool.
yeah.
What will come from 14 or 15 states sending their National Guards to help Abbott in Texas against Biden? I didn't know it was that many.
It's going to be a circus, but it's not going to be violent. So I think a lot of people are concerned there's going to be a big clash down there. I see it's going to be a circus. And those states are going to try to, I think they're red states are going to try to back up Abbott's policy down there. I don't see violence among a lot of our federal and state troops, but I see a lot of chaos. Yeah.
But I see Biden calling in somebody and saying, do it, take it down.
Well, I'm referring to, trying to maintain order at the border. So are you referring to something else?
Yeah, remember the Supreme Court said you got to take down. That's what
The
Amy,
razor wire, you talk about
the
the razor
razor
wire.
wire.
Yeah, no, that's actually going to come down.
Okay.
But I do see there's a lot stronger reinforcement at the border in terms of controlling traffic across the border and organizing it. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Linda and Sterling. The UK government announced for everyone to be prepared for possible war with Russia, as well as military recruitment, mailing out notifications of mandatory enlistments. Do you see a war happening for the UK?
So not a war inside the UK on the ground, but obviously the UK is going to continue to be active on a world stage like they have been on the Iran-based targets, right, for the Houthi, right, with the US. So I do see a lot more of that with UK being very responsive on a world stage, but I don't see a war on the ground in the UK, no.
Right. And a drone just killed 3 of US military men. So, well, I
Mhm.
told everybody my hit was when they start killing Americans, that's when it's going to get a little more intense over there.
Mhm.
Hello to you both. Seems Carrie Lake has dirt on a bunch of Republicans. She was taping private conversations. Will this help get her what she wants?
No, it looks to me like she's going to fizzle out. So she's
That's
going
what
to
I'm feeling
fizzle
too.
out, almost like in the Wizard of Oz, like the Wicked Witch. They threw water on her and she just kind of eventually fizzled out. It looks like, she'll say one too many crazy things and the bus is going to leave.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
What will happen from the ethics probe into Matt Gaetz' behavior? And is this partially revenge from Kevin McCarthy? I heard that Matt Gaetz was mad Kevin didn't stop this. That's why he went crazy and had him voted out. That's what I heard.
Yeah, no, I mean, what I get on that ethics probe is it's going to move ahead on Matt Gaetz. I get that, but it looks like it's going to get kind of drag on for some reason. And so I'm not sure if Matt's up for reelection in 2024 here as well, but I don't feel like what I'm getting, I don't feel like they're going to oust him, but the ethics probe is going to drag on and then Matt doesn't get revoted in. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
that's
So
good.
yeah, it looks like we're going to get kind of a bit of a clean sweep in the house, you know.
Right. I never saw Marjorie Taylor Greene being taken down, but Matt Gaetz, yes. Where are spirits from 500 or 600 years ago? Can we still contact them?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's no defining factor whether a spirit's been gone 10 years, 100, 500. Everybody reincarnates, let's say there's a free will decision on the other side. But if in fact somebody has reincarnated, I think maybe that's part of the question. My team always connects with other spirits if they reincarnated through what are called relay points on the other side. So you always leave a relay point. If it was, say, your mother, for example, now she reincarnated, you can actually communicate with your mother still through a relay point through heaven. That's the way it works. So I think
Cool.
that maybe that's what the person's asking.
Okay. Yeah. And probably some spirits, even who have taken, like you said, other lives and stuff, can still remember that life for
Because you know
600
what?
years.
It's still all part of your soul spiritual DNA. That's the key. So you're communicating with the same spirit and you're still connecting with your mother, but maybe now she's a child in another lifetime. It typically, when I read on this, most people don't come back any faster than 80 to 100 years Earth time. But there are
Right.
major events, Holocaust, 9/11, soul groups come back very, very fast. So I do see
Yeah.
that.
People killed in the war and stuff.
Yeah.
Hello to both of you. When people make movies about aliens, are they tapping into universal consciousness about them, or are the aliens influencing it, or are they just being creative?
It's all the above. When you're highly creative, you already open up that mind center to the other side. So that creative channel, the imagination channel, connects with everything in the universe. And there are a lot of extraterrestrials that are working with creative people to try to ease the burden of like the great unveiling, right? So that's why a lot of shows years ago, Star Trek and Star Wars, they have helped. Extraterrestrials are helping highly creative people on this side get the messaging out, making people feel more comfortable. Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Yeah.
Are loyalists to 45 in the military protecting Michael and Charles Flynn from their participation in J6? Will these men face justice?
I don't get any real protection going on for the Flynn brothers there. It's like the DOJ, the federal government, already knows what their involvement is. So the person's asking whether the military is protecting them. Like the horse is already out of the barn.
Yeah,
So there's nothing there to protect necessarily. Like the federal government already has the goods. Yeah.
that's great. Did you both say Epstein committed suicide? If not, will we ever hear the truth?
I never said he committed suicide. My team always said from day one he got taken out. He was taken out for entertainment purposes only by a syndicate. He had a lot of information on a lot of high-ranking people worldwide, and
They wanted, including Trump, wanted him gone.
yeah, and Trump, believe it or not, was low on the totem pole compared to the world individuals that wanted Epstein gone. I mean, these are people with, in the trillions of wealth, with trillions of dollars.
Right.
So yeah, he was
He
taken
was
out.
taken out. And I saw that right away.
Mhm.
And then lately, they've been showing people who were there, people who
Mhm.
were in that particular prison, giving the facts in the 411. They said, no way in hell did he commit suicide.
Yeah,
Just
no.
happened. The guards weren't there. The cameras weren't working. It was a setup. Barr was there the day before. And that's why, what's her name? His girlfriend, what was her name?
Jelaine Maxwell, is it?
Yeah,
The one,
remember
yeah.
she refused to let Barr come and see her.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah, she didn't want that. I think he was really squealing. I think he said, you guys better do something because I'm going to start announcing. And
Yeah,
then
he
they
was he
just
was
take him
working
out.
a deal at that time behind the scenes to try to, alleviate some of the pressure he had on him legally and for prison time. And he was trying to negotiate a deal, but that information started to leak out that he was willing to squeal. Yeah.
Yeah. He threatened the wrong person.
Right, right.
Hi, Linda and Sterling. Love you both so much. Do children who pass remain children on the other side?
It's a free will decision. A lot of very young children that I see, for example, if there's a miscarriage or something of that nature, sometimes they'll come back and show themselves at 6 or 7 years old. Sometimes children that are 6 or 7 and pass away may want to be in their early teens, look like they're teenagers. So it varies from soul to soul. It really does. Yeah.
Okay. Um, uh, And a lot of times people who have crossed, I've read this, I've seen this, the child will present at the age they died, but then they show themselves older. So,
Yeah. It's all about a life experience. I would tell you that a lot of people try to connect the human experience, like what age you were when you passed away, exactly what happened to what happens in heaven. And it's quite different for a lot of people. So that's where I see a lot of people run off in a ditch in their understanding of heaven. Oh, if they were mean here, they died at 12 years old, they're a mean 13-year-old on the other side. No, it's
no,
quite different. So yeah.
no. Do you see anything coming up this week?
I do
Last
a
week
number
of
of things.
January?
Yeah, I do a number of things. I do see we're going to make big progress on negotiating for the hostages and a ceasefire, a temporary ceasefire in the Middle East here. So there's some big thing going on here. For months, my team, at least 2 months here, my team have been saying that a Qatar is like going to be throwing a lot of money at the situation to try to make it happen. But I do see other world groups now. I think we're going to hear this week some sort of a breakthrough starting here with getting more of the hostages out. Not all of them, but more of them out. And a temporary, I'll call it a temporary ceasefire, not a permanent ceasefire. Yeah.
I think several of them are dead and they just don't want to tell anybody.
No, that's true. That's true. Also, there's a lot happening with 45 here. So we've got more information coming out. It looks like some offshore entity is going to try to help him with his bills. So,
Really?
right? Yeah, it looks like an offshore entity is going to try to come to his rescue as a negotiation. You may not hear about in the news this week, but there's something going on here with putting up bond for all the money. There's something happening here behind the scenes. And then I think we're going to get some sort of the next stage in this the fraud case in New York, right? So
Okay.
that's coming up.
That's supposed to come out, his thing will come out January 31st.
Exactly. And one other thing,
Yeah.
I want to tread lightly on this area. The Boeing
Yeah.
737 MAX 9s are starting to go back into service. But my team was saying there's another hydraulic problem that Boeing's going to address. So there's something else here coming up. I think you can hear about the news. My team was saying like hydraulic issue, but Boeing's going to take care of it. So it's a little bit of a start and stop kind of a thing here going on with the MAX 9. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have anything your guides want to share?
They do. It's interesting. They were saying, please keep in mind that blood is not always thicker than water. Sometimes your family is your soul group in your tribe, but not like your biological family. So you can have a different family on earth here that may not be blood related. So
Wow.
always be open to that. I think a lot of people get hung up on if it's blood relative, it's blood family, I've got to make it work. When in fact, your family, your tribe may be outside your immediate family.
Interesting. Which is probably a relief for some.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that was wonderful, my friend.
Absolutely. Went quick. Yeah,
So we'll see you guys in February, and you have a good February coming up here.
absolutely. And also just a quick footnote, people that need to reach me, just go to sterlingpsychicmedium.com, look for the book a session tab. And I think there's some available dates now in April and May. So
Oh, okay, fantastic. Thank you, you guys. Love
a
you
pleasure.
all.
Thanks.
Cheers.